Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. My name is Harlequin Murray, and I am your co-host this evening, as I usually am on Monday evenings. This is Ellen Winn's Team Zoom. Most of you that are on here are on Ellen's team. We've got a few visitors that come in from other teams that are always welcome to join us. But for those of you who are new to the team and are just joining us for the first time, we especially want to extend a warm welcome to you and thank you for joining us. We're glad you're here. But for those of you who are new, just a little bit about Ellen. She is my sponsor, and pretty much everybody on here is on her team. Some of you are on my team since I'm part of that. But anyways, just a little bit about her background. She grew up in Dallas, Georgia, not Texas, on her family's farm, and still lives on the property today. And anyways, once she got out of school, she went into the restaurant industry and worked in restaurants for many years. She actually worked her way up on the corporate side of restaurants to a district director and training director for Domino's Pizza. So she had a lot of experience with that and was very well thought of in that industry. And then she decided, you know what, I want to break out on my own and be my own boss, and opened up her own pizza restaurant, not a Domino's. It was her personal brand. And she actually had a couple of locations that she did that, and was highly successful at that. And that is the text message that she sent out to everybody reminding them to be here. But anyways, once she was in the restaurant industry, she was introduced to network marketing. And she decided for various reasons to no longer have her restaurant. She still owns a limousine company, but she was introduced to network marketing and absolutely loves that industry. That's how I met her. She was actually my upline in another company. And with that company, she was their national training director. So she's got a lot of experience in training. She's got experience in network marketing. She's been a business owner, is still a business owner, and knows how to, all of the trials and tribulations that a business owner goes through from personal experience. So she can relate to them very well. But she is an area director in David Allen Capital. She's been with the company for about 5.5 years now, just shy of that, I believe. And without further ado, I'm going to let you take over, Miss Ellen.
Awesome, Harlequin. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that's here. Hello, hello. Some of you have cameras on. Good to see those of you that are on camera. Appreciate it. Hey, we've got some good stuff to go through, exciting times, and I'm going to go ahead and get us kicked off in screen share mode as I usually do. Wait a minute, I don't think I have my slides queued up at the beginning. Maybe I do. Yeah, let me get back over there to screen share. There we go. All set. All right. This is exciting, guys. Okay, DAC, fueling the American dream, whether it is independent business owners like you and I that are wanting to really have a successful home-based business, or whether it's the business owner that's looking for working capital and they can't get approved through the local bank. DAC is the solution. We're a world-class opportunity with a performance-based compensation plan, and you can earn a significant income here by bringing on personal clients and earning personal client bonuses, as well as personal client residuals on some of our programs. But if you really want to make a significant income, the way to get there really is to build a team. So that leads me into our team building for the week of 10/30 through 11/5. Our top recruiters in first place, we had Pascaline Goumet with 5 new agents. Congratulations. In second place, we had Anthony Janis with 3 new agent recruits. And in third place, we had a 3-way tie with Amir Joknial with 2, and Eric Johnson and Pam Warnock, each with 2 new recruits. So congratulations to all of you on the leaderboard. All in all, we had 22 agents who had at least 1 new recruit for the week. That's down a little bit from the previous week. But still, we've got some good activity going on in the team. You had to have at least 2 agent recruits to be on the leaderboard. So some of us that only had 1, we didn't get our names recognized. But if you had 1 recruit, congratulations, you are moving forward towards the goalpost. If you didn't have any recruits, but you had some conversations, or you extended some invitations, or you sent out your recruiting link for people to view, then it's just a matter of time before you 2 will be on the leaderboard. All right. Now, talking about our compensation, I'll do this recap each week because I really want to drive the point home that all the different ways that we get paid are complex. Our compensation plan is complex and has multiple layers in it, where you can earn bonuses, getting paid one time on services that pay a bonus, and that'll be personal bonuses as well as bonus overrides on your team. And there are bump up bonuses there where you can earn 2, 3 times, or not 2 or 3 times. You can be amped up and earn, instead of 4% on fundings, you can earn 6%, or you can be double amped and earn 7%, and be triple amped and earn 8% of the funded amount in most cases. On your personal funded clients, you can earn extra, you can earn double enroller bonuses if you're amped up. And you can earn team overrides on those bonuses. Plus, we have a residual income, and you can earn bump up bonuses on residual. The number of clients that you have determines how much you make on your personal clients, as well as that enroller match, and then that bump up bonus, which is dictated by how many personal clients you have. That's going to pay you even more money on your entire team's income match. So both of those combined, you can qualify by moving on through the compensation plan. You can qualify for car bonuses, expense accounts, revenue sharing for the whole company, and then you can actually earn equity shares of DAC. Now, as you look at all of these different multiple ways of getting paid, I counted it up one day, it's like 13 different ways if you take in all the bump up bonuses and amped up and everything. It really boils down to this. We have 2 ways of getting paid. We have bonus services that pay one time through the bonus plan, and we have some services that pay a recurring monthly residual that gets paid out through the residual plan on or around the 15th of every month, right? With our bonuses, most of those get paid immediately after the client comes on board. If it's a funding, it gets paid immediately after DAC gets paid, like the next day. Except if it's Giggle, those fundings that are the 10,000 up to 10K in 10 minutes through our partners at Giggle, those only get paid once a month because they don't report to us but once a month. So that one's going to get paid around the 20th of the month following when they got funded, as long as that client pays their first payback on that and is considered in good standing. Okay, that means we get paid and you get to keep the commission. But just know that all of our services contribute to the residual plan, and residual income is really what is so neat about the network marketing industry. Harlequin, with your introduction, I appreciate that. And your statement is saying that I fell in love with the network marketing industry. I did, because I understood the power of being able to build teams and work with other people and teach other people how simple it is. Really, this business model is meant for you to go out and get a few clients and recruit a few people. And those people each go get a few clients and they recruit a few people. And you just duplicate that over and over and over again. And if you're doing that the right way, then you're not going to have to go get thousands and thousands of clients yourself. The model is you get a few, recruit a few who go get a few, who teach and duplicate that system. So that's the beauty of network marketing. We have just now gotten a product on board that can really create that ripple effect. And that's why I'm so excited about our health care, right? So to move through our compensation plan and to really increase your income potential in the whole DAC compensation plan, you need to get yourself to a minimum of $200 in personal residual revenue. What does that equate to? 5 healthcare clients, okay? 5 healthcare clients will get you there. So you must get to 200 personal residual revenue ASAP. Get it done, mark it on your to done list. And then you also want to be working towards 1,000 or more in personal residual revenue so that you can qualify for that 7-level bump up. What is the 7-level bump up? Well, that is only achievable in your first 12 months in DAC. So whatever your anniversary date is, you have 12 months out to be able to hit at least 1,000 in personal residual revenue. For those of us that were here before May 1st of 2024 is our 12-month anniversary for the deadline to hit that 7-level bump up bonus. So many of you on the call tonight have been here with DAC before when we were with Longevity and when we rolled over into our own standalone entity. So you better get busy. You got to be getting 1,000 or more in personal residual revenue. And the easiest way to get there and stay there is through Health Share. As I said, getting to 200 points is 5 healthcare clients. Getting to 1,000 is 25 healthcare clients. And getting to 2,000, which puts you at the top level, that's going to be 50 clients, okay? So I want to help you get there. And Harlequin had this great idea. She mentioned it to me a couple of days ago and then again today. And I just, as I listened to her share the intent on this, I said, yeah, let's do it. Now, I don't have all the details wrapped up as to what kind of incentive we're putting there, but I really shouldn't even have to put an incentive there, because if you do this, you're going to be qualified at the top level in our residual compensation plan. You're going to be making 50% instead of 20% on your own customers, and you're going to be on the leaderboards. DAC is going to have some leaderboards coming soon as we get the app in place. And I'm going to have leaderboards here in our team. Instead of just doing the team recruiting leaderboards each week, we're going to start doing some healthcare leaderboards. And this is going to be on your word of saying, letting me know and updating me how many client contacts you've made, because we're not going to see your clients actually popping into the back office until the month after they've gone active. So everything that goes active in the month of October will show up mid-November, right? So this is going to be on the honor system with you reporting in as to how many healthcare clients you are having process. And what's going to count on this is that you've got someone that has started getting a quote on your website. And I'm going to go through some stuff in a minute. I'm going to show you how that whole process works and some emails and some text messages that I've been receiving because I opted in. I want to encourage you to do the same thing. But the deal on this healthcare challenge is to get 50 healthcare clients in 50 days, 50 and 50. That means if you look on the calendar, the end 50 days from now is December the 26th. So let's say that your goal is to get to 50 clients by the end of this year. That gives you a couple of days off for the holidays, but guess what? Holidays are going to be a great time for you to be talking to people about healthcare. Simply asking, hey, what are you guys doing for healthcare? Getting conversations started. People are in open enrollment right now. So this is the perfect time to be doing this challenge because it's open enrollment for people that are having to buy through the marketplace at healthcare.gov. They are right now trying to decide what they're going to be doing come January 1, right? So it's a perfect time to be having conversations. And there's not a one of you on this Zoom tonight that can't hit the 50 and 50 healthcare challenge if you just go to work and start having conversations. So let's see in the chat, how many of you are in? I want you to type in the chat, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in. Harlequin, you're going to have to take the tally on that. And we will see how many players, how many participants we want to have in the healthcare challenge. We have somebody saying that they're going to get in on that, Harlequin. Anybody yet? Any takers? I see the chat's
Just-
like, no,
Just me.
just you so far. Okay, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm
Now
already
they're
on
starting
my
to come
way.
in.
I see some hands raising out there. Yep, yep. All right. Emmanuel, I'm in. I saw Janet raising her hand. Awesome, awesome. All right.
James,
All right. Yep. Well, guys, this
Cynthia,
is
Jesse.
so simple to do. Ray has raised a hand. Ray, if that is a question, I'll come back to that at the end, but I'm going to go on through and let's talk about healthcare. How are we getting there? How do we help you get to the 50 in 50 challenge? Well, tomorrow night on November the 7th, starting at 8 p.m., we've got a brand new business opportunity overview, and I'm sure David has this tweaked so that it highlights our healthcare as one of the offerings in there. I haven't seen those slides, but I know he's been working on it. And then following that at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, we've got a health share training again from the team at Clearwater coming on board to really share their expertise with us. But you don't need to be a healthcare expert. All you need to do is be able to start asking the questions, just like I shared with everyone last Thursday when David had me on the corporate Zoom. It really is that simple. Okay. The next thing is I want to take you through real quick. And if you haven't noticed, healthcare division has been added to our David Allen Capital page, right? So now anybody that you've got going and looking at funding, this page has been updated. We have business funding, our bigger funding here. We have what was gig funding is still the same URL, but they've changed the title of this to instant micro funding. Micro means it's smaller funding amounts, and this is the up to 10K in 10 minutes page. It specifically says for self-employed and gig workers on the sales page. Then we have our line of credit, payment processing, employee pay advance for Relevate, the employee retention, and over to the right, we have a healthcare division. So now if you're leading with funding, those business owners and individuals have the ability to see that front and center that we have healthcare. Okay. When they click on that, it's going to go to the main page. But before I get off of this, I want to remind all of you that these first three tabs, business funding, instant micro funding, and line of credit, all three of those go to the exact same application sequence. No different. Okay. So really the only difference in these first three pages of your website is the message to market. It's a sales page, and the sales content is different depending on who you're wanting to attract to the page, right? So here, I always lead with the business funding page because this page is going to speak to those business owners that are doing higher monthly revenue, but it's also going to attract people that are applying for gig funding. I get a lot of gig funding apps in on a weekly basis, and I don't have the gig page out there. So if people are looking for business funding, they're going to apply through this link no matter which page you have. And then on the line of credit, there is a sales page that specifically talks about line of credit. But if you click on apply now on any of these three pages, it's going to take them over to the Bank Breezy application, and it's going to start asking questions. Do you have a personal or business checking account? What is your revenue? And are you applying for funding, line of credit, or both? So all of the options are there. If you want more of a detailed training on this, I just did an updated funding sequence training last week. I sent it out Thursday or Friday in the email. So if you're not up to speed on how the new application sequence works, it's been updated over in the past 4 months, then you want to watch that training. You can find my training on my Vimeo page. It's simply funding.ellenwin.link, I think is the link directly to that Vimeo page. Okay, so that's the update on healthcare. But when you click on healthcare division, it's going to take you to the home page of davidallencapital.com/healthcare. All right, and here I love it. It's streamline your healthcare decisions with our comprehensive benefits platform, and it gives people the opportunity to click on individual plans or employer plans. When they click on that, then they can go through, and if they click on wanting to get more information, whether it's get a quote, schedule a call, any of that, it's going to take them over to the capture page where we're capturing their information. They're going to fill out the form with their first name, last name, email, and phone number. Notice my information is already embedded in that page. That means that someone went directly through my link, and it would be davidallencapital.com/healthcare/your ID. As long as you have your ID number in the end of any of the links you send out, that means your ID is automatically embedded in that form, right? So that form is embedded because my ID number was at the end of the link. If you ever send out a link and your client calls you or texts you or emails you and says, hey, it's asking me for your ID number, you messed up. You didn't send them the right link in the first place. Okay, so if you ever have someone asking for your ID number, you need to resend the link, go look at it, correct it, and make sure that your ID number is at the end of the link that you send. Don't get fooled by seeing your name at the top of the page on your browser, because unless your ID is in the end of the link you send out, it's not connected to you. So resend the link with your ID at the end. And then if you have your ID in there and your name and information was automatically embedded in that link, you're going to get this email when somebody fills out the link. Now, notice the subject line says, congratulations, a new potential health share client has started the process. I went in and I filled out the form and I did some screenshots that I'm going to share with you tonight. So once I did that, I got the email back to me because I went through my sales page and it says, hello and congratulations, Ellen Winn, because I'm the agent on this case. And I'm also the prospect because I filled out my information. It says you have a prospective health share client who just submitted their information to learn more. We forwarded them to our partner where they will request a quote and schedule a call with an expert. Has my name, my email, and my phone number, right? So I got that as soon as I filled out the form, and I get it every time somebody else fills out a form on my website. Here's the thing you need to know. Write this down. Just because you get this email does not mean that the client has taken further action when they got to your website. It doesn't mean that they've scheduled a call. It doesn't mean that they've gotten a quote. It just means that they filled out the form. Now they're over in the Clearwater/DAC healthcare hemisphere, and they're able to look around and click around and read and study for themselves. So I had a client today who I had spoken with her, I believe on Friday. I met her through my Chamber of Commerce. She reached out to me after that networking meeting. We talked, and she was driving at the time. Normally, if someone is, I'm on the phone with them, normally I'll take them through and I'll fill out the form for them and get that process started, get them on a calendar. But based on my conversation with her, she just wanted me to send her some information via email. So I did. I sent out my email template, which I shared with you guys on our Zoom call Thursday. If you see the Facebook post that I made in my Facebook page, the one with the big yellow save $700 on there, if you look at that, the content that I posted above that image is basically what I put in the highlight points of what our healthcare does, what it offers. By the way, if you've seen that healthcare post on my Facebook page or any of the other healthcare posts that I make, if you see them, rather than just clicking like, make a comment on that and make it at least 3 words, because more activity on that creates more conversation in my page. And I'll do the same if I see you with posts about any of our services or the opportunity. If I ever see that you've made a post like that, I'll comment and I'll make comments underneath it, because a like doesn't really create activity, but comments does, because that shows Facebook that, hey, this is an interesting post. People are interacting with it, right? So please do that. If you go back and steal my notes from that, I made another post today with a testimonial. You're welcome to share that information or steal that information from my post, just personalize it with your info. But again, please make comments on that page when you're there if you're reviewing that post. Okay, but you're going to get this. But the thing that I need you to write down is, if you get this and they've not moved forward, I was telling you about the lady that I emailed her the bullet points. And then I emailed her. In that, I signed off with a link over to my website. I got the email today that she had opted in, and it was just exactly like this with her information. Within about 30 minutes of receiving that, I was at a point where I was able to call her. And when I called, I said, "Hey, Dorothy, Ellen Winn, I'm calling you from my mobile today, not my office line that you called me on the other day." So I had to explain why I was on a different phone line. And she said, "Hey, Ellen," I said, "I see that you have gone into our healthcare website. I just wanted to see how far along you got. Were you able to get a quote? Did you schedule a call with our team?" That was my comments exactly to her, because those are really the two options that your client needs to, or two steps that your client needs to take, right? Schedule a call, get a quote, one or both. And she said, "I did get a quote, but it was higher than I was anticipating based on our conversation." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, can you tell me a little bit about what you did?" Now, I'm asking questions that you don't have to ask, but I've had so many of these conversations that I'm clear with it. So, or I'm comfortable with it. So I said, "Now, was that quote for you and your husband? Because if I recall, you're wanting to get both of you covered." And she said, "It was." And I said, "Well, the good news is whatever you've picked out, we have higher and lower price plans available. In fact, you can get just a catastrophic plan if you're really looking at having something that fits your budget. But I don't want to give you any wrong information. The best step here, the best next step, is to get a call scheduled with our team so that they can really go through and make sure that you have really looked at the best options for you. And it may end up being that healthcare.gov is their best option, as David always says, right? But I wanted to talk to a benefits team, and she said, "Okay, that sounds good." And I said, "Well, let me see." I pulled up the calendar, and there were time slots available today. And I said, "We actually have some openings on our calendar for this afternoon. Will today work for you?" And she said, "No," she said, "Tomorrow would be better." And I said, "Morning or afternoon?" So listen to me. I'm taking the client through to the next step. After I got this email saying that she had opted in and started the process, now I'm holding her hand and taking her through the next step. How did I get to that calendar link? Well, she's already opted in through DAC page. So DAC knows that she's my client if she signs up, right? So I'm just over on the Clear DAC page, clicking on schedule a call, and I'm going through filling out information there. So I went ahead and booked her while I was on the phone with her. I booked her for a 10:30 appointment tomorrow morning. And she said, "Okay, will they call me?" And I said, "No, they won't call you." I said, what I just booked, you should be able to check your email and see an email from saying one-on-one consultation, right?" And she said, "Oh, I see it here." And it was from Tina. I said, "There'll be an email from Tina," because that was the consultant. And she said, "I see it here." And I said, "Okay, so it's going to be a Zoom call, preferably Zoom." I said, "You can dial in if you don't have access to a computer, but if you'll get on Zoom, then they'll share their screen with you and show you some of the plan options and walk you through as they're talking to you about the best benefit options for you and your husband." So got that scheduled, but that's what you need to know. This email lets you know they've started, but you need to reach out and make sure that they're getting a quote or scheduling a call with the benefits team, or both, preferably both. All right. The next thing is, since I opted in on my page, then I got this email and I love it. This has been updated. This is brand new since they have enhanced our DAC healthcare webpage. The whole email sequence and text sequence has been enhanced. So I wanted to share that with you. This is the first email that I got. Notice it's dated Saturday because that's when I opted in. And it's from Spencer Block. Spencer is the one heading up the DAC platform. So make a note, if you are talking to clients, tell them to be on the lookout for an email from Spencer Block. And in the subject, it says your custom DAC healthcare plan. Okay. Tells me, "Hey, this is Spencer from DAC, powered by Clearwater, reaching out to touch base about your recent quote. Based on your submission, I see it recommended the Advanced Pro plus ClearShare 2500 plan at an estimated monthly price of $837. Now, I filled out this quote for my niece without putting her information in. I just randomly went in to get a quote just to see what the numbers look like. And that's my niece and her family. She's got 2 children. So this was for the family, right? And the $2,500 max out of pocket. So I wanted to see what the price point was when I was talking to her, because I know she's paying a lot more for that than that just for her own coverage right now. So now she's going to be excited because she'll be able to add her 2 children and pay less than she's been paying for just herself. But anyway, this email goes through, has a clickable enroll online link where they could go ahead, take that quote number that's specific right here. It says your specific quote ID is 1371. I could click and fill out that quote number, and then it's going to automatically populate in the form based on the information that I put in on that quote. Or I can go down and click book a meeting. So that's already in the email. Then same time, a little bit later, I got a text message from them saying, hey, it's DAC Healthcare, wanting to talk about healthcare. We know finding the right healthcare solution can be tricky. Thankfully, we've got live presentations where you can learn more. Takes them over to the page. Or if you're not interested, respond anytime with the word stop. Okay. So they're sending an email and a text message as a follow-up to your clients on your behalf, trying to nudge them along through the system. Okay. Because not everybody's going to check email after opting in, especially if they're on a mobile device. And then a few days later, actually earlier today, I believe, no, this may have been Sunday, I got another email, different message, but still driving them back over to click the link to look at my quote again or book a meeting, right? And then I got another one today. This is the 3rd email since opting in on Saturday. And all of these are a little bit more detailed explanation, encouraging them to go take a look at what it is we have to offer. And also, 3rd day out, I got another text message in their automated text message sequence. So guys, we've got the platform and it is jamming. I was impressed when I first signed up back at the end of July, when I first became a Clearwater plan member. They had all of this in place. They had emails, they had the follow-ups and everything, but I didn't see the sequence as a prospect. I saw the sequence as a new member in the automated sequences that go out. So just know this is the onboarding process, bringing a client on board and keeping them in the sales funnel for you. But after they opt in and sign up, then they're also going to receive these automated emails and automatic text messages encouraging them to go download the app and what the next steps are to start using their plan. Okay. So we got a lot of good things in place for you to help you hit 50 and 50, but that 50 and 50 is only going to happen if you go out and start saying, hey, what are you guys doing for healthcare? All right. One of the last slides here, I posted this, somebody posted this image in the Facebook group, DAC agent Facebook group the other day. And I wanted to bring this back around to you guys. Obviously, if someone is trying to connect with Giggle, the platform is Plaid, Plaid. Okay. Plaid is a fintech, financial technology that securely connects banking institutions, financial institutions, and data, right? And it transfers that data over to our partners at Giggle. The first thing is, if there's an issue connecting, your client needs to do one of 3 things. 1, they need to confirm that they are using the correct username and password to log into their bank. Okay, that's the number 1 thing, is correct username and password that they're trying to connect with. The second thing is they need to make sure that their bank doesn't have security block on third-party apps. Okay. They can go in and make sure that that's all turned off if they'll log into their online banking. And then the third thing, another thing that could create issues is if they're logging in and trying to go through VPN. What's a VPN? It's a virtual private network. More and more people are starting to use VPNs now. What a VPN does is, I'm here just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. If I were using a VPN trying to access a website, it might show my location is in Europe instead of really where I am, because it's a private network, keeping my privacy and not letting someone know where I really am, right? That VPN can sometimes cause a problem connecting with Plaid. But if they've exhausted all three of those things and that's not an issue, then the next thing I recommend is to have your client go to my.plaid.com, this web address down here. When you go over there, if you already have an account, you can log in. But if you don't have an account, just click on sign up. It's a free account and it'll take your credentials and it'll show you what accounts you already have connected with Plaid. So for me, for example, I have a Venmo account, Venmo, the money transfer app, right? Venmo uses Plaid. So when I log into my Plaid account, I see that my Venmo account is connected and a few other banks that connect through Plaid. So that might be a good way to help you troubleshoot an issue with Giggle. All right, last slide. Guys, most people don't want to be part of the process. They just want to be part of the outcome. But the process is where you figure out who's worth being part of the outcome, right? Who's going to be here along the way? Who's going to be in the equity share with DAC? I know I'm well on my way there. Harlequin's on her way there, and I see some other faces on our Zoom tonight that are on their way there. And because I know your commitment level, and it's not only the commitment level, but it's the level of desire that you have to get there. So, and this is my last slide. As I said, I'm going to come off a screen share and talk about healthcare. Okay. It's really important that all of you guys jump in with both feet on what we're doing with this new product line. Clearwater has gone above and beyond to bring a phenomenal product to us. I mean, they already had the product. They already had it. David found them and made the connection with us. But they've gone above and beyond, making it connect and making it work in the DAC product line, okay? But what we've got to do to make it work is we've got to get behind it. We've got to get behind it. We've got to push it really hard, because if we need Clearwater to continue innovating and improving the platform, we've got to produce numbers for them. And it can't just be me and a handful of people that are out here talking about healthcare. It's got to be each and every one of you making a commitment to make this a success. So if you want to see DAC succeed, you guys have got to get behind and get yourself into succeed mode. If you can't do it for yourself, and this is crazy, I know some people can't do things for themselves, but they can do it for other people. You know, I've seen that time and time again, and I've been guilty of that myself, where you see somebody you need to go stand up for, or you need to help them, you're able to go help other people, but you can't help yourself. Well, take yourself out of the equation on this, because if you'll just help push the momentum and get the momentum going with healthcare and help the greater cause of DAC as a whole, then you're going to be helping yourself in the end. But I need each of you that are listening to this Zoom to make a commitment to start having conversations about healthcare. And the first thing that you need to do, if you haven't already done it, is to go to your DAC healthcare website and go in and fill in the form, put your real information in, and go in and fill out the get a quote form. Go through the process, get the emails, feel it, touch it, see how it feels on the consumer end, and then you'll see on the agent end, you'll see both sides of what I just demonstrated here on the slides. But you're never going to start taking steps if you don't take that first step. One step will lead to multiple steps, and before you know it, you'll have had many conversations along the way. But it really is just super simple. The hardest part is crossing the start line to get that first conversation going. So please, tonight, make a commitment that you're going to move forward with this, because we need to drive some numbers. You guys can see how many people are showing up on Zooms, right? You can see how many people are showing up on the corporate Zooms, how many replays there are on the YouTube videos and so on. And there's no reason why we can't quadruple the numbers that are on our team Zoom and quadruple the numbers that are on the corporate Zooms each week. We should have more numbers. But we got too many people that I think are trying to go after too many shiny objects at one time. Take your eyes off of whatever else is out there distracting you and have some focused conversations about healthcare. It's not just about the money, and it's not just about driving the business. I'm telling you right now, you are going to be able to make an impact on somebody's life somewhere down the road if you'll get behind this healthcare program and start putting people in play. Somebody through your word of mouth is going to sign up for DAC healthcare, and somewhere down the road, they're going to come back to you and thank you for letting them know about this program and how you shared a program with them that kept them out of bankruptcy. I just posted that today, reminding everyone that 65% of bankruptcies, American bankruptcies, include medical debt. And out of those 65% that filed bankruptcy, 90% of those people had health care. They just didn't have the right health care. And the best part of our health share program is if somebody gets on it while they're generally healthy, if they have a major incident happen, there's no limits to how much the coverage will pay out. I shared the testimonial of Terry, the real estate agent, who they shared in our initial training, where he ended up getting COVID after he became a health share member. He got COVID, and then that led to some heart failure issues where he was hospitalized for 2 months. That 2 months hospitalization and a lot of time in ICU ran up a hospital bill of about $2 million. His out-of-pocket cost for the whole ordeal was $1,000 because he was on the $1,000 out-of-pocket max plan. So you have a blessing in your hands here. Don't keep that blessing from people who may need to have and hear what you have to share. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to questions. Ray, you've had your hand up so patiently waiting. Let me see what you've got. I ask you to unmute. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, Ellen. Can you hear me?
And loud and clear.
Okay. So when you was asking who was up for the challenge, I ended up hitting the hand. But now that you were explaining about the how to access the ClearShare site, I do have a question now.
Sure.
So the part where you said that you went to the Clear DAC page to book the call for your friend. Now when you do that, will you still have your agent ID on that link, or do you have to put that in to make sure you get credit?
No, good question. Okay, so remember I said that my client had already filled out the form on David Allen Capital, right?
Right.
So we've already got her in the DAC system now. And that automatically, once they fill out that form, then the client is taken over to the Clear DAC page, which is the link is different, but Clear DAC still opens that, cleardac.com. So after she filled out that form, she's my lead. And then I was able to go just directly in there and click on schedule a call. And I manually did it for her rather than waiting for her to get around to it, because I had her in an active conversation. She was already saying, yeah, 10:30 tomorrow morning works. So why not take the opportunity and fill in the form? Because all I needed was her name, her email, her phone number, and a commitment to what time it was. And that was really all I needed. And once I hit submit, I said, okay, you should have an email from Tina saying one-on-one Zoom, right? One-on-one Zoom consultation. So yeah, okay. Great question. Did that clear that up?
Yeah, that did clear. And then my second one was, I think it was, I'm not sure which morning team call it was, if it was Tuesday or Friday, week before last or whatever, but you had on a green DAC shirt. And I was like, I like that shirt. So was that your own shirt that you created, or you can go back there and still order the shirts for DAC?
Yeah, well, thank you. As far as I know, those shirts aren't available anymore. We had a vendor that was selling that apparel, and we're not connected with that vendor anymore. I happened to order several of those shirts when we had them. So no, we do not have an apparel distributor right now.
Okay. Did he say when there ever be one?
You know, we've got the independent agent logos in the Agent Resource Center. So You could certainly have those created on your own if you wanted to buy shirts locally to someone that did embroidery or screen print. You could take one of those logos. You may have to pay extra to have them digitize the logo to be able to do the embroidery for you, but you
Okay.
could certainly do that if you wanted.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty much it. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, you bet. Just make sure you pull down the independent agent logo if you're going to do that. But thanks for the questions, Ray. Good stuff.
You're welcome.
Let me lower your hand. Let's go to Janet. Hey, Janet, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. This is probably a question for tomorrow night, but I'll ask anyways. I noticed on the last Zoom that they had, that they introduced the girl and specifically said that she can speak English and Spanish. So I know with, the business stuff, they say they don't legally have anything in Spanish. But because they said she can speak Spanish, does that mean we can get Spanish speaking people on the phone with them?
Yes, absolutely. And all you need to do when you're booking a call, there's a little block for notes or comments that you want to share with whoever's doing the call. You just want to put it in the comments. So it can be for an individual or it can be for a group that they need Spanish support. So then they'll have someone present in Spanish and do Q&A with them in Spanish and actually do an online enrollment with them. Because when I shared that you can do the enrollment yourself, I've had one person that signed up and it happened to be my friend. He got a quote. He did a short call with them, and then over the weekend he was ready to sign up. So we sat down and went through my computer together and filled out from his quote form and did it online ourselves. But everybody else that I have had sign up, Janet, they've actually done the enrollment live online with the Clearwater team. So sometimes it's a two-step process where Clearwater may do a presentation and the person's not ready to sign up right then, or they may need to say, hey, I need to see when I can cancel and make sure I'm not paying for two plans. Let me cancel my other one and then we'll start. Then once they confirm that, they can schedule a 15-minute call and the Clearwater team will actually walk them through the enrollment form. So they can certainly do that with a Spanish support person.
Great. They're going to be doing a presentation on the 14th or the 10th with the Spanish chamber. So I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. And if you're just going to do some general information with the Spanish chamber, or?
Yes, I just get like 15 minutes to talk to them, or 10 minutes.
Okay, great. Yeah. I've seen Jake, who is kind of heading up what DAC has going. Jake did part of the training last Tuesday. He copied me on a slideshow that he presented to one of my small groups. And I think it's just amazing. It's about 7 pages. I don't want to get it out to you guys yet in case they're tweaking anything. So don't ask for me to share that. But he just did a great short presentation with everyone. I'm hoping that they will take that slideshow and do a recorded video where they can add it to the website. I'm going to ask David if they can do that. So once someone opts in and gets a quote, then they can take that quote and go back and watch the presentation, or vice versa. They can watch the presentation and then get a quote and have a little bit of understanding of what it is they're looking at. So that potentially could be something that a Spanish presenter could do to translate that and share in Spanish. So just kind of thinking outside the box on that.
Yeah, there should be a good 50 people at this meeting. But Jake had said he put out a note to everybody and wanted to know where we were all from when he was doing his presentation. And I said, I'm in Texas. And he said, so am I.
He's in Austin.
I was going to say, because I said, I'm in the Woodlands, and he didn't respond of where specifically in Texas, but
Yeah, he's in Austin.
It's only like 3 hours away. If I get a big group, maybe I can get him to come out here.
Well, he would definitely do a Zoom at the drop of a hat. He would do a Zoom for you. So, if you had time to plan that and could do a screen, he could actually come on, or his team could come on and speak in Spanish. Are they bilingual or are they strictly Spanish speaking? I'm assuming they're bilingual if you're.
They're
gonna be-
bilingual, right? Yeah, because they always say, you know, when they want people to join the Hispanic chamber, it's like, you don't have to speak Spanish, and I haven't found anybody there that didn't know English as well.
Yeah, okay, good. But they may employ people that don't speak that don't speak English, right? Some of them may.
Right, the business owners, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
anyway, just an
We'll see.
option. I mean, you could easily, if you had a 15-minute window, he could go in and do a full presentation on a Zoom. You could actually book a group call on your website and tell them what you're doing.
Mhm.
You know, go in and opt in and book a call for that time slot, and as soon as you got the Zoom link, go back to them and say, hey, here's what's going on. I've got a group of 50 people. I'm going to have a computer projecting on a screen. Would it be possible for you to do a presentation from my room by Zoom? And he can make that happen.
Yeah, there's not usually a screen at this meeting. So maybe at a different setup, but I don't think it's gonna happen for this meeting, because I'm just giving general information.
Yeah. Okay. Just food for thought for the future.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
see how much interest I get and go from there.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Thank you, Janet. Thanks for the
You're
question.
welcome.
All right. Anybody else with questions, comments, feedback? Did I cover the 50 and 50? Good, Harlequin? You got comments you want to make on that?
Yeah, actually, there have been a few people that have joined us since we made that announcement. So we're wanting to do a 50 and 50, get 50 healthcare clients in the next 50 days, or we're actually giving everybody till the end of the year. But you know, for those of you who are part-time and you're like, man, that's a lot to me, talk to 50 people. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you get 50 actual clients, although if you talk to 50 people, if some of them are business owners and they've got other people in their company, you'll probably get there.
That's
But-
one a day. 50 people in 50 days. That's one conversation a day. Come on. Everybody can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want a copy of that slide, Ellen, if you'll
Okay.
send that to me.
Yeah,
But,
no worries.
I had a few people who have said that they're that have text or that have sent a message in the chat. If
Awesome.
if anybody sent one to Ellen, if you can send one to me as well.
Harlequin's our scorekeeper.
And then that way I'll have a record of it. But the other thing is, if you have team members, or even if you don't, but if you have current team members, if you can try and get 5 people on your team or more, if you've got a bigger team that want to join this promotion as well. A lot of people don't realize this. If you personally go and get 50 clients, healthcare clients yourself, that gives you the maximum on your personal commissions as well as your team commissions. But the other thing is, if you have 5 people on your team that do the same thing, as long as there's not more than 2 people in any one, what we call leg or team on your, in your team, that is area director, people. Yeah, that's enough volume to get you to area director, which I would love to see a bunch of new area directors on our team. I think that would be phenomenal, and that's what I'm shooting for. But if you can go and talk to people that are currently on your team, or if you don't have a team, make some of those conversations talking to people, people who are in health insurance. Sometimes they don't have an option for 1099 people. They're good prospects to become agents. You know, real estate agents. I've got a team of people who they're going around to real estate agencies and talking to the real estate agents, except for eXp Realty because they already have Clearwater. But you know, just talking to different people about it and giving them an option to go ahead and sign up as agents. So
It's-
anyways, but we're gonna, Alan and I were talking tonight. We haven't finalized it, but we're trying to set up something where we're have some type of an accountability and, you know, maybe do some additional training during the week. So we'll be setting up-
Accountability and, you know, just cheering you on. Yeah, just cheering you on. So we're not going to hold your feet to the fire on it. When you say you're in, I just want to see who wants to go for this, right? We're not going to call your name out if you don't make it or any of that. Last week, I appreciate those of you that shared whether you've had conversations or not, right? It's all about getting outside your comfort zone and taking those first baby steps. You know, when we're born as a child, you first got to learn how to crawl before you learn how to walk. And then you got to walk before you can run. And those are the steps that we have to take here in this business. You got to take those little crawling steps to get started. And then once you do that, that builds your confidence and it builds your skill set, your skill level to be able to have more conversations. And then you're moving at a faster pace. And then all of a sudden, you've got this thing figured out. Like I've got it figured out because I've had a lot of conversations, right? And I've got it figured out. So now I'm at a fast pace moving forward with my own clients, my own reach outs, and also available to help you guys and do Zooms or three-way calls or whatever. But there's really not a three-way call necessary on healthcare. Really, you just need to figure out, okay, they filled this form out. Let me ask them, did they get a quote or did they schedule a call? And if they didn't, let me encourage them to go on and take that next step so that they can get into the Clearwater cycle of emails and text messages that'll keep dripping on them for you. And then you can touch base with them, you know, give them a week or two and touch base and say, hey, I just want to touch base. Were you able to do your Zoom? You know, did you get everything that you needed? And just be there to help guide them along, because healthcare is a great door opener for referrals. It's a great door opener for, if you're talking to a business owner, it's a great door opener now that you've got them in a professional environment with a really good professional team. Now you can, as you're following up with them, say, hey, I also wanted to let you know, if you haven't already noticed it from my emails, that we're also in the alternative working capital space. So if you ever need working capital to grow or expand or purchase equipment or take advantage of discounts, and you can't get the money that you're looking for from your bank or the SBA, or you just don't have time to wait on that lengthy process from them, we're your best go-to solution. We work with all the top lenders. Our lending platform is the best in the nation. We work with all the top lenders, and we're going to bring you back absolutely the best offer for alternative working capital. We're in payment processing, can help you reduce your costs with merchant credit card processing. And we also are doing the employee retention credit. Were you able to take advantage of that rebate back from, or refund back from the IRS? So see how one conversation can lead to multiple conversations, because now you're in a friendly environment where you've got them into the healthcare quote. Now they're open to talking to you if you didn't already know them, because you've got that warm relationship started and you can really have a conversation instead of just, hey, just want to introduce myself and do the quick intro as we teach in training. Janet, you got your hand back up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I go to several networking groups during the week. And so this morning I was with like 20 women, and I've been advertising as one-stop shop for small businesses. So I talk about, we have healthcare, and, you know, I've only got 20 seconds, so you got to say it fast. But then, you know, there was a lady that took my funding card for her husband's business and my healthcare card for her daughter and son-in-law.
Awesome. You never know what happens. And it all started from a conversation, right? You've been able to give your 20-second intro to let
Right.
people know what you do.
Right.
Good stuff. And I know
Network-
you're busy networking all the time.
Yeah, networking groups are great because you're talking to anywhere from 5 to 50 people all at once.
Yeah. And Janet, now that you're on here, I was having this conversation recently with someone about networking groups. I know I've been involved in my chamber now for 3 years. The first year when I first signed up with them, I signed up with my hometown community here where I live, but I was not back in my hometown community when I first became a member. I lived about 45 minutes away. So I wasn't as consistent coming to meetings back then because of time of day or traffic or other appointments. It wasn't like the chamber was 6 minutes from my house like it is now. So I was sporadic, and I noticed over that first year, I saw a lot of different people come and go. But now that I've been consistently showing up for the past year and a half, I'm really starting to see my business start to flourish because people are coming up to me and they go, "Oh, Ellen, I've seen you here." And, they're talking to me, and I didn't even know that they've been in the same room with me sometimes, but they've seen me over and over and over again. So that consistency that we talk about with your marketing, consistency is really key if you're going to be doing networking groups, so that your face is there over and over again, because that helps build that trust and confidence, right?
Absolutely. And there's a girl in one of my networking groups. She is a mortgage loan officer. She has this sign that says, "I love my job." And she says, "I'm the mortgage nerd, and come and ask me questions." She goes on. And everybody made such a big deal about her sign. So I thought, what could I do that sets me apart? So I bought some plastic dollars on Amazon, and I named myself the Money Girl. And so at the end of my commercial, I throw this money, and everybody makes a big deal about it. And if I forget my money or whatever, they're like, "Oh, come on, you got to throw it." So
Awesome.
if they don't remember my name, they remember the Money Girl. Somebody knows my name.
Oh yeah. I've got a business card that's $100 bill that looks like real money, and everybody knows my card. Or if
Yeah.
somebody's talking about a business card, they'll be like, "Get Ellen. Where's Ellen's card?"
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome stuff. All right. Thank you, Janet. All right. Anybody else before we wrap up?
Ellen?
All right.
I don't have any other comments in here other than people saying that they're in.
Awesome.
But one comment I do want to make, you were talking about how if somebody calls you because they need your agent ID number, sometimes ask them if you texted that web address to them and they're on their desktop or a laptop, it's better to email it to them, because sometimes they'll go and they'll start typing it in and it will auto-populate some information, and they'll say, "Oh, David Allen Capital. Yeah, that's the website that they sent to me." And it doesn't, they don't add your agent ID number on the end. So that's sometimes the cause of that. So whenever you're sending somebody your link, ask them if they're going to be doing it on their phone or if they're going to be doing it on a desktop or laptop, and send it to them via email if they're not doing it on their phone.
Good catch, Harlequin. Absolutely. I always ask that, and that was a good catch and good point out there. I see Charles has a hand up. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Hey, Charles, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
All righty. I'm not trying to one up anybody, but about a month ago, I was digging through some of my
Wait a minute
junk.
now. Anytime somebody says that, they're trying to one up you.
No,
But go
trust
ahead,
me,
I'm
I'm
kidding.
not. It just jogged my memory. So let me see if I can get it on the camera.
That's $1
This
million.
is, yeah, that's what I found in my junk at the end of September. We were moving, and I'm just kind of going through things, and I'm like, oh, I got to take this with me.
I
So
love it.
I'm at my dad's house in Mississippi, and of course, I live in Georgia, so I had to bring that here with me. What you got?
Let me see what I got here. I don't know. I do have a card. Y'all see that?
Your lights are bright.
Can y'all see this card?
A little bit better. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
With it's got my picture, a QR
Oh,
code, so
wow.
somebody can scan it. But when it's folded, it looks like $100 bill.
Right. Now my dad's
Yep.
got a couple of them in the drawer.
They're awesome. They are
Yes.
awesome. But I've got
Good job.
obsolete information on it now. It just says it's got my funding link, which goes to the business capital page of the website, but working capital lines of credit and customer financing, which we're not doing anymore. But hey,
Right.
it gets the word out, and then people go to the QR code and they see what's current on the website anyway. So, and
Gotcha.
I have my picture on there simply because when so many people are exchanging business cards at a networking meeting, I love that you've got a name and face to remember, and you go, oh, I remember this lady, right? You know, especially if somebody calls you. I have one thing real cool. I've got this I just printed it out. One of the networking groups that I go to, it's called First Friday Vibes. And this is one of my favorite networking groups as part of my chamber. We do it the first Friday of every month. And Vibes is the very important business exchange is the acronym. But they actually do a printout of everybody's business card. So people come in the door, any of you that are wanting to run networking groups, I'm sharing this. When we come in the door, we give them 2 business cards. One that's going to go on the printout here. And this printout, they used to print it out and hand it out to us in the meeting. But now they go in and scan everybody's business card. So I've got a 5 or 6 page copy of everybody's business card. What they do now in the meeting is they come around and hand out a sheet of paper with everybody's name in the same order that's going to be on there, so that we've got something to take notes on. So as everybody goes around and does their 30-second intro, we can make notes on who we want to follow up with. And then when I get back and print out their business cards, then I compare that and go back and make notes. Then I've got their name, their web address, their email address, and all of that. So that's a really cool thing that my chamber does to help me remember. And I notice a lot of these people have their pictures on the cards too. So it's not just the name and going, okay, now who was that person? I go, oh yeah, I remember her. I talked to her because I see the picture. So just a little tidbit for you there. But good stuff, Charles. $1 million bill. I like it. All right, guys.
Well, you know, on the drop cards, there's like 2 places for the QR code on the front and on the back. So I changed mine to my picture on
Awesome.
on the regular drop card for that reason, because people, there's, like I say, some of these meetings, there's 50 people there.
Yep. Good stuff. All right. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you being here tonight or watching this on replay. Don't forget, tomorrow night, first Tuesday, 8 p.m. Invite some guests to come see our business opportunity. The more people in the room, the more energized David gets and the better the presentation is. So come support David, bring some guests. Let's pack out the house. And then at 9 p.m., the healthcare team, we really got to get behind this product because it's going to be $1 million product for you and our teams if we'll just get behind it and really start bringing some numbers on board. Okay. 50 and 50. We'll look to see who's going to be on the leaderboard. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night.